YouTube, I'm Rachel Diana, and my channel is Inspired Living RX, and hopefully my channel can be your prescription to living a more inspired life. So I'd like to thank you all, everyone who viewed my first video, and who subscribed also. I'd like to thank you all for all of the wonderful encouragement and the wonderful feedback that I received from you all. So I'd like to thank you. Also, I want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you also want to be notified each time I put a new video out there, next to the subscribe button is a little bell. If you click that bell, that is the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I do a new video. Also, when it comes to subscribing, please know that subscribing is free. There's no charge for subscribing. When you subscribe, it allows, you're actually telling YouTube that you like my content. So that is all subscribing does. Additionally, once I get 50 people subscribed, then YouTube will allow me to go live. And when I go live, I can invite you all in to speak, or if you have something that is inspiring, you feel is inspiring or might be inspiring to others, then I can invite you on, and we can all get inspired together. So one of the things that, or I should say another goal that I had for 2022 is to start reading self-help books. And, reading things that can help me get inspired. Because the fear is real. Adversity in life is real. And it happens to all of us. As easy as it is to say, get inspired about life, sometimes life is difficult, and we all need some help and encouragement to feel inspired, to feel as though we can still achieve our goals. Because when everything is going well, of course we're on top of the world, but when things aren't going in the right direction, it's hard to then pick yourself up. So reading self-help books and things like that is definitely a way to help you become more inspired, and just to remind you that no matter where you are today, if you can visualize where you want to go, things can change, things will start to look up. So in my quest to find tools, books, and other tools to help me to become more inspired, I happened upon a book called, actually a book by Joel Osteen, and it's called Your Best Life Now. It is an absolutely wonderful book, and I think you all should get the book. You can purchase it on Amazon. I will also add a link at the bottom of my video if you want to click on that link, and it will take you to Amazon where you can buy the book. I actually have the book. I've downloaded it from my public library. That's maybe something that you can also do. I have it on Kindle, but I also ordered a paperback copy of it so that I can write in it, so that I can keep it with me, and so that I can, highlight the parts of it that I want as a reminder for myself. So I encourage you all to do that as well. The book starts with the first chapter, and the first chapter is Enlarge Your Vision. And I just thought that was awesome, because oftentimes we are held back and we don't go after the things that we truly love and the things that we know will make us happy, because we cannot visualize them. We only see and think in terms of what we see right before us, what we see our friends doing, the things that we were taught were possible. And as we grow up, we hear all the time, you have to be more realistic. No, you have to dream. You have to reach for the stars. You have to follow your heart, follow your passion. So in the book, the book starts out with a wonderful story, and the story is of a man and his wife who are on vacation in Hawaii. So the couple, the man and his wife, are driving around Hawaii, and they're seeing these beautiful homes up on the hill, and the husband says to the wife, "Oh my gosh, I can't imagine living in one of those homes." And in that moment, he thought to himself, "Don't worry, you're absolutely right. Because if you cannot imagine it, if you cannot visualize it, you cannot make it happen." We're often stuck in this box. This box that was built by society, this box that was built by our environment, this box that was built by our parents, this box that was built by our teachers and school advisors. All of those things taught us to not go beyond what we see before us, when in reality, the possibilities for our lives are endless. And the only reason we cannot achieve more is because we cannot see more. We cannot visualize beyond the box that was designed for us by our environment. So I am hoping that I can get you to dare to dream, to go beyond what you see in your everyday life. I promise you there is more. I promise you that if you start to visualize a greater, a happier life, you can achieve it. Sometime, we sit back and we think, I will do this. I will do something when something else happens. For example, when we turn 65 and retire, when the kids are grown up and out of the house, when I make more money. We're always putting aside our dreams, the things that would really give us happiness, the things that light up our heart. It's always, I will do it later. We never stop to think about, later is now. Think about when you first started thinking that you will do something later. You were probably 20. Then you were 30. And then you were 40 and 50 and 60 and maybe even 70. So if not now, when? When is later? Later is now. Later is in this moment. Later is what you do when you turn off this camera. I'm sorry, when you turn off my video. That is when later is. So it's time. It's time to come up with your action plan. It's time to think about, if you can imagine doing the things that you want to do, if you can imagine being happy and feeling excited about life, what would you be doing? Where would you go? Who would you go there with? Who would you be with? Is it a mate that you want? Is it traveling the world that you want? Is it a happier relationship that you want? Is it more money? Is it freedom? Because more money does not always equate to freedom. If you get a job that pays you more but it bogs you down, well, you didn't really accomplish your goal. But in this era of the internet, there are so many more opportunities to do remote type of work. So if it's traveling that you want to do, you can do that. If it is having new experiences, you can do that. If it is getting a mate, you can do that. There are so many online opportunities to meet new people. When you travel, you can meet new people. So if not now, when? Because in 2023, you'll be a year older. So if not now, when? When do you start? I say you start today. I say you start in this moment. And I say you start with visualizing something greater than what you currently imagined when you turned on this video. Go outside of your box. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. We'll get to that later. I just want you to imagine. I just want you to visualize the things that you want in life. If you are clear in what you want, and you claim it, and you talk about it, and you get excited about it, the hows will come together. It's amazing. It's amazing how when you know what you want, and you are clear, and you speak it, and you talk about it, and you affirm that you are going to get that thing, the how will come together. So I want you to visualize the thing that you want. If it's writing a book, I want you to visualize yourself at a book signing. I want you to visualize what the cover of your book will look like. The how will come together. If you want to travel, I want you to start going on YouTube and looking at different places that you might want to travel to. If you want to meet someone, I want you to visualize what you want that person to be like, to look like, to how you want to be treated by that person. I want you to start to visualize, because if you can see it, you can achieve it. But if you cannot visualize it, it will not happen. So once you start to visualize it, and once you start to see it, which is the same thing, of course, but once you start to really feel it, when I say see it, I mean see it with your soul. Feel it with your soul. And be assured that that thing is going to come into existence. And you will start to see how everything will come together and move in a positive way where you start to achieve your goal. I have an example. So Patrick and I were living in Florida. We moved from Georgia, and my license was different. My license was not appropriate in Florida because the licensing in Florida and Georgia were different. So I had heard that if you worked on the Indian reservation, all the reservations were federal ground, so it didn't matter where your license was from. You could use it if you worked on the Indian reservation. So I started telling myself, okay, in order to not have to start all over with taking more classes and doing other things, and taking another licensing exam, I was going to go and work on an Indian reservation. So I told Patrick, I told another good friend, Maurice, that I am going to go and work on an Indian reservation. They kind of laughed. I said, don't worry about it. Okay, you go ahead and laugh. I am going to go and work on an Indian reservation. So they asked me, do you know where there is an Indian reservation that you can work at? No, but I'm going. Okay. And so within a couple of days, I went into Indeed, had this great idea. I would go in Indeed and I put in Indian reservation. Up popped an Indian reservation in Arizona. So I sent my resume. And believe it or not, within 1 hour, I got a call. And my interview was set up for the next day. Within 30 days, I was literally, 26 days to be exact, 26 days I was living and working in Arizona on an Indian reservation. And that's why I say, if you can see it, and if you are clear in your intention, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. One of the things that I used to dream about when I was a kid, I used to want to live abroad. On December 17th, Patrick and I closed on our condo in Italy. If I had allowed the environment that I came from, if I had allowed the things that I see before me, the people that I know, to set limitations for my life, we would not have a home in Italy. That's why I say, if you can see it, if you can visualize it, you can make it happen. The problem is, the reason why we don't live a more inspired, a more passionate life and do the things that we really want is because we're afraid to claim it. We're afraid someone may say, oh, that doesn't make sense, or be realistic. But what is reality? You are only limited by your understanding of what is possible. Because I promise you, if you can visualize your goals, your dreams, and then you get excited about the possibilities, and you put it out there, and you be bold, you become bold when you tell people what you're going to do. Who cares if they say, oh, that doesn't make sense, or, oh, please, girl, be more realistic. Who's realistic? Who's reality? Because you are not limited. You are not chained by what society says you should be doing with your life. So many of us, all our lives, it's later. We're going to do it later. But again, if not now, when? So what I would like you to do is I would like for you to think of 3 things that you would like to accomplish. Wild things. Things that you think are wild. Going to Disneyland is, some people may consider that wild. And others might say, oh, well, that's possible. But whatever it is for you, living in Alaska, living in Europe, going down to South or Central America, whatever it is for you, I want you to start to dream. I want you to start to claim it. Because if you can visualize it, you can achieve it. So I want you to put those 3 things in the comments so that I can help you and others can help you to get inspired, to start doing the things that it will take you to achieve those goals. Some of us want to go back to college. Some people want to go back to college. Some people want to send their kids to college. And then we think, oh my God, college is so expensive. But that's only because you're not thinking outside the box. College is so much cheaper if you go in Europe. Even if you're an adult, even if you're older and you want to go back to college, you can go to Portugal. Your kids can go to Portugal on a student visa. Some of us say, well, I'm 60 years old, I'm 62 years old. I would retire and take my Social Security, but I have to wait until I'm 65 so that I can get Medicare, so that I'm covered medically. But no, you don't. No, you don't. Because the average Social Security payout per month would allow you to live in Portugal, where there are beautiful beaches and reasonable housing. It would allow you to live in Mexico. It will allow you to live in a lot of countries where the insurance is free. So think of this. What if you lived in another country from 62 to 65 and then you came back here? You would have those 3 years to explore the world, to live and not have to worry about medical care, because the medical care is free in those other countries, in many other countries. And the cost of living is so much less in many other countries. And people live longer in many other countries. If you look at the list of where the American health care is compared to many other countries in Europe and around the world, you will see that the U.S. does not have the best health care. So whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, I hope that something that I've said today can inspire you to reach for your dreams and to start to live a more inspired life. Thank you.